You're saving 10 cents per gallon thanks to nitro gas price. But then again, you already knew that. If you're doing it... Save big and satisfy your hunger and thirst with Maverick's Meal Deals, featuring different bonfire food.
Pavement ends 10 miles ahead. Snow not removed beyond here. Heading up to Bodie, California. Sorry about the smoke. California is always on fire. But here we are at the entrance to Bodie, California. Ghost town from the 1800s. We'll get into some more history here in a bit.
Alright. You hear that beeping in the background. We got a tire pressure monitor, and it's we aired down because it's dirt road, and it's beeping at us like crazy. So yeah,
It's currently in the cooler.
yeah, there you go. So we're at Bodie, California. It's a state historical mining camp. The last 3 miles are dirt, but it's a great place. It's like 8,300 foot in elevation, and I'll let my wife talk about it.
Well, here we go. So Bodie is a genuine gold mining ghost town, preserved as a state historic park. It has been here since 1850s, right? But it was a booming camp back in 1870, founded by W.S. Bodie. He discovered the gold in the area, and it started to decline in the 1940s, but it's a really cool, fun place to check out.
It's like they just abandoned it.
Just abandoned, just got up and walked away one
Stuff
day.
in buildings and everything.
Stuff in buildings, and do not take any artifacts from here. People are cursed when they take stuff from here, and you end up mailing it back, sending it back. But yeah, don't take anything. But here we got a car coming at us. But we'll see you at the top, 8379 elevation. Here we are getting ready to enter into Bodie. You can see that it's all up in the hills up there. All down there. But it also goes over that way too. That way, if you keep heading over that little range right there, you get to Mono Lake. And is it this fee booth here?
Yeah, this booth here, my company makes.
Yep.
It's a modular building.
This fee booth right there. Time to pay.
So we had to park down in the RV parking. Went less park in the parking lot. That's okay. So here's the entrance to Bodie. A little smoky. We are going to do probably a tour of that place, the stamp mill and the crush mill. So here we go. Let's go walk around and have some fun. The floor's all caved in this one. Nice basement. My wife keeps grabbing my water bottle. Doesn't trust me. So a lot of rangers actually live in some of these old buildings. They convert them inside. up here, this one here, and then they use that barn as a work thing. So some of them have been restored inside, but it's basically a ghost town in a state of decay. So they fix some stuff, but they don't restore anything. If you're here during the summer, bring lots of water, sunscreen, because it is 8,300 foot in elevation. We'll go up and take a look at the church. Pretty cool, everything's in here. Look, it's tilting to one. Yeah, it's leaning to one side. Yeah. So one time we came in the back way. It's washed out right now, but we came in the back way with Jeeps, and there's about 3 feet of snow. They were closing the gates because there's so much snow, and we met the rangers on snowmobiles, and they were like, "What the heck are you guys doing in here?" So they said, "Well, we're closing the park. You guys are more welcome to come to the park and do a tour." So we're the only ones here, not one single person except for the rangers. So that was really cool.
Really cool.
The coffin right there. They're open at 1? Oh, next tour is at 1 p.m. Perfect. Oh, Starlink.
Museum must charge the money. Look at the wallpaper.
Wallpaper in the room up there. You guys can't see, but we can. This is the carriage house, right? Or is this the...
This is the gymnasium.
Oh yeah, this is the gym.
Carriage house.
No, this was the bar, I thought. Yeah. Sorry if you see my mug. Like I said, they literally left everything. So if you do come here, be prepared to walk. Lots of walking. Oh, you finally wear shoes, and not flip-flops. Cemeteries up there.
It's free range. Hi. Bodie Hotel, meals at all hours. And if you need to use a restroom, they're around the corner.
Outhouse. Nothing like a good outhouse.
It's a big house.
With 2 dumps. You could sit next to someone, hold hands, and take a doogie. That'd be cold during the winter. You want to go in there and do a poopy and hold my hand?
No.
Oh, all right. This is the gambling hall, you said? Oh yeah, barber pole. The barber shop. Yeah, so the crush mill at 1 o'clock we have a tour there. So we'll do a little tour of that inside. Yeah, let's walk over the truck, get a snack. I love the tin roof.
If you lived here back in the day, you could have had a tin roof.
Or as our kids say, Dad, what was it like without electricity?
What was it like before power?
I have no idea. Look at that, that's pretty. Yeah, those are like the ones you could buy at Home Depot, but this is the real deal here. Pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Cast iron. Remember, don't take anything home. It's actually illegal.
And you'll be cursed.
Yeah, and you'll be cursed.
2 potty 1 2.
Back in the day, they're super, like they used everything. So here's a car, axle turns sideways, right? And looks like it connected, spun, and they used this to winch something. So here's the winch. Obviously the engine used to be here. Probably lower stuff in mines or something. cool.
Snack time.
Snack time. Okay, let's go. There's the truck. So this is how you used to get down in the mines. You'd load miners on this and lower them down. This isn't the spot where it was. I think it was up there. Probably over that one there. But yeah, as you can see, there's tons of mines up over there. Bearings. That's cool. They're huge.
Huge like this.
That's a big wheel. So this was used for the Red Cloud mine. Stand next to that. Here and see how big it is. Ta-da! Yeah, the rangers live in these, if you notice the firewood. So they actually live in these through the winter, which to me, I think it'd be fun as heck. So that'd be a good job. During the winter, snowed in. They got snow cats here, like super nice ones.
Blacksmith shop, right?
Yeah, blacksmith shop. Let's check that out. Sorry for the wind noise. It's always windy up here. Those are cool saw blades. Old skid sleigh, basically.
like I said, this is the standard stamp mill. The stamp mill because we're going to crush on the rock. We're going to stamp on it. And this is the heart. These are mortar boxes. Just like a mortar and pestle for grinding spices, instead of having a pestle, we're going to have a big metal stamp. We're going to lift it up and drop it. There's going to be 5 stamps in here. That's down about that level, right? So we have to get the rock in here. So what we're going to talk about is what the rock was, how they got it out of the ground, how they got it to this size. So this is built 1877. Obviously you need some capital to build this. But gold was actually discovered almost 20 years before, 1859, by W.S. Bodie. Actually, I can sort of demonstrate, picture my arm as one of the teeth on the cam. All right, and you would set it so that the cam would catch the lip of the tappet, and as this rotated around, the tappet would slide up and then drop, and then slide up and drop. So that's why this is smooth. I mean, this has been rusting for 130 years, but it's still relatively smooth. A lot of friction here. How are we going to drive these cams? On a camshaft driven by this flywheel. This flywheel is going to turn at 45 RPM, right? 90 times a minute, because there's 2 teeth in each cam. So each step, up and down, 8 inches. 5 stamps in a mortar box. 20 stamps in this mill. The peak, 140 stamps running on this hill. So, was this really a good house to live in? With individual cams there. Here's a relatively new shoe. You can see how thick they were when they're new. You can just fill in just about there. And so cams, shoe, and here's a leather belt. That's what they use to drive those flywheels. Go ahead and feel that, a 1/2-inch leather belt. Can you imagine the size of the cow? Second, we're going to sneak into the engine room.
Smells like creosote.
Logs on the flat cars, and you can actually see people sitting on top of them. You know, we're talking 7-foot Jeffrey pines. Fantastic for timbers. And then the scrap is what was the cordwood. But remember I told you Macy came here in 1890, right? And he figured out he was spending $22,000 a year on wood. Okay, again, 20 cords of wood just for this mill. Their hoisting works were using about another 10 to 12 cords of wood a day up top, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, we're going to talk about these. No, they're not, no, these are amalgamation tables. Stamps. Tables are even down lower. You okay there? Just take your time. So this is the and then good. This is narrow but strong. Yeah, we've got a handrail here. Yeah. Right. Out. This one's a lot thinner. And then look at this. Most people don't realize this is a shoe. All the way worn down. I'm only going to lift it up about 1 inch. So, can you imagine lifting that up 8 inches? Having 20 of them going 90 times a minute? You know, this is before OSHA, right? The company wouldn't even buy you earplugs. But they'd let you go down to Boone's and get some cotton and some beeswax and Vaseline to make your own. That was okay. we're going to put a lot of water through the mortar box for two reasons. One is quartz dust, right? Quartz dust gets into your lungs, turns into silica gel, you can't breathe, silicosis. Huge hazard for the miners. It's actually worse than black lung disease for coal miners. Here, we're going to put a lot of water here, so there's not a dust problem here. But the other reason we use water is, how are we going to tell when we crush it up enough? How are we going to move that powder along? Low-tech way, we have 40 mesh screen, 40 by 40, 16 holes per square inch. So think like small poppy seed size. And we're going to put that in front of the mortar box. So this mortar box still has the screen there. So when it gets crushed up enough, the water just pushes it out, okay, down these amalgamation tables. Macy put these amalgamation tables in. Before then, they had these big, what we call wash-hoe pans. They were invented up in the Comstock load and they would put a ton of rock and 50 to 60 pounds of mercury and some salt. That was really important for the silver sulfide up at the Comstock load, okay? Here we didn't need it. The gold was free milling, okay? But they still used mercury. And when you go home on YouTube, you can search for, you just do gold leaf mercury. So mercury's a liquid metal. All gold mining up until the early 1890s had to use mercury. And the reason it works is what this guy did is, this is a little ball of mercury, about dime size. So mercury's a liquid metal, right? And amalgam is a liquid alloy, because a lot of metals will dissolve in gold, right? I'm old enough, I have amalgam fillings, silver amalgam fillings, right? Silver and mercury and some other stuff to make them hard. What this guy did, and it's worth watching the 30-second clip, is he took some gold leaf and just put it on top of the mercury, and it just gets sucked in. So just like sugar and salt dissolve in water, gold will dissolve in mercury.
Great tour.
Oh, yeah, let me take this.
Wife's filling out a survey.
So 3 words, time flies, ...
Take the tour if you come to Bodie.
All right, who needs one here? Take the pencil down. Yes.
All right.
Just finished the tour of the stamp mill at Bodie. Heading back out. Hopefully swing by and get some food in Bridgeport.
Yeah, Mexican food place there. Swing by, get something to eat. There's the truck. And we'll head out. So, depending on how the food is, we'll do a short video on that. And then, yeah, and then that'll be it for this trip. Hope you enjoyed. No, it wasn't super exciting, but some people have never seen Bodie. It's pretty cool, so. Just had lunch at Rhino's Bar and Grill. Good place. So that's it for today. Time to head home. Hope everyone had a good Sunday. And we are out of here. Have a good one.